episode of In Depth with Academia. I'm Richard Price, CEO of Academia.edu, and I'm thrilled to have you with me today. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, I'm your sole host, and full disclosure, I'm here to present academic research neutrally. No endorsements, just sharing what's out there and letting you draw your own conclusions, all right? So today we're diving into a paper that explores, well, something that most of us have had at least a glimpse of these past few years, the radical shift in education caused by the pandemic. The paper is called Comment une communauté de pratique instrumentée émerge dans un contexte de crise sanitaire, le cas de l'IUT de la Nouvelle Caledonie, authored by Laurent Antongzac, along with Jean-François Loisel and Gilles Taladoire. Quite a title, I know, but also such a timely topic. Here's the core question they tackle. How does a digital community of practice, that is, a group of people learning and working together using digital tools, emerge and grow when a crisis like COVID-19 suddenly shuts down in-person learning? Specifically, what happened at the University Institute of Technology, IUT, in New Caledonia? And why does any of this matter to you? Well, because most organizations, schools, businesses, you name it, are still figuring out how to collaborate when circumstances shift overnight. So, if you're interested in remote work, digital communication, or simply want to know what actually happens when a team faces a big challenge, you'll probably find this one pretty relatable. Let's set the stage. A bit of a dramatic backdrop, right? March 2020 hits. COVID-19 shows up in New Caledonia. Boom! Immediate lockdown, just like that. Suddenly, the entire teaching staff at the IUT needs to maintain what they call continuity pedagogic, making sure students don't lose out on learning, even when everything's upside down. It's stressful, it's confusing, and let's be honest, a lot of people didn't know where to start, right? So the authors dig into how the IUT team responded to this, focusing especially on their use of digital tools. The key move? They chose to use Discord, yes, the platform gamers love, as their primary hub for communication and teaching. Now, here's where it gets interesting and honestly kind of fun. Teachers and staff, many with varying levels of digital expertise, came together to experiment with Discord, not just to run lectures, but to share advice, post resources, even swap GIFs and crack jokes to keep the mood up. The research highlights that about 95% of first-year multimedia and internet students already had a Discord account even before the crisis. So picking this tool wasn't just a random move. It was a strategic one that built on what students were already using and comfortable with. The authors describe how this so-called instrumented community of practice grew out of necessity. It wasn't planned in some big top-down way. Instead, it emerged as educators who might have been more used to, say, chalk and blackboard. No offense to anyone out there. Suddenly found themselves learning and teaching each other how to navigate this very new digital-first landscape. They set up text channels, voice channels for live classes, forums for each course or department, and, even more notably, spawned a culture where informal help, peer support, and even a bit of humour actually made things run smoother. Now, what did they find? Two big things jump out. First, the team saw that this hybrid approach, combining face-to-face and online, wasn't just a stopgap in a crisis. It actually offered new forms of flexibility, both for students and for staff. Like, imagine being able to ask your teacher a question later in the evening if something's bugging you, or if you're a bit shy, participating through text instead of face-to-face. Students who couldn't physically attend classes, maybe due to health reasons or geography, could stay in the loop. Second, this process kind of shook up traditional roles. Teachers became more like facilitators or tutors, guiding learners rather than just lecturing at them. Plus, learning new tech skills on the fly, that's a confidence booster for sure. But, and this is important, there were trade-offs too. The need to balance digital engagement with burnout, especially for teachers expected to always be on, meant establishing boundaries was essential. Otherwise, life and work just start melting together, and we all know how that goes, right? Now, if you, as a listener, are part of any remote team, be it work, school, or volunteering, what does all this mean for you? Well, it suggests that digital spaces can foster real communities, even when people are thrown together by circumstances outside their control, but that you do need to think intentionally. about what tools you use and how you support each other. Building on platforms people already know could make things smoother, allowing space for informal chat and support might just help keep the community alive, not just functioning. I should remind everyone, I'm presenting the findings neutrally. This is one perspective, and like any academic research, it's not the last word or some gospel truth. Studies like this open up conversations, push us to reflect, maybe try new things. Oh, and speaking of things pushing us, I always forget to ask, is anyone else out there trying to get their pet to attend their Zoom meetings? I swear my cat knows when I'm talking about pedagogy and not about feeding her. All right, wrapping up. Thank you so much for joining me on In Depth with Academia. Remember, academic research is here to get us thinking, not to hand us all the answers on a silver platter. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and maybe send a GIF or two to brighten someone's day. Talk soon.